two ago, there was 6 Taliban leaders that the Taliban are requesting, so they reduced
Ja,
it to 5.
idag befinner vi oss i Rålambshovsparken. Det är en fredag. Den 6 juni år 2014. Sveriges nationaldag. Klockan är strax 15:00. Fullt med folk. Det är folkfest. Ja. Det är relativt bra väder. Det måste vara över 20 grader. Jag är här för att träffa Elfa-gänget. Vi ska spela boll här någonstans klockan 15:00. Det gäller bara att hitta. Jag låter kameran rulla medan jag går och letar här. Så kan vi titta lite grann på skådespelet.
Have consistently referred to Mr. Bergdahl as a prisoner of war. Who decides who is a prisoner of war and who is not a prisoner of war?
What do you mean, who decides? I mean, he was an American serviceman taken by the enemy in an armed conflict. We never offered under a name on that.
Right. I get that, but the people who were imprisoned at Guantanamo Bay were, although they could, by some people, be construed to be prisoners of war, and some of them were indeed taken on the battlefield in the course of a military conflict. They were deemed by the United States government not to be prisoners of war. They were very carefully defined to be enemy combatants. I think the historical record shows, so as to be able to strip them of the rights that would have been granted to or afforded exactly prisoners of war. So you guys can call, you say that Sergeant Bergdahl was a prisoner of war, but maybe from the Taliban's point of view, he was not a prisoner of war.
Yeah, wait, can I make a few comments though? Whether or not members of the Taliban meet particular prisoner of war criteria, including, I think, that it has to be between states. The prisoner of war term, I believe, in the Geneva Convention refers to conflict between states. Obviously, the Taliban is not a state.
That is State Department spokesperson Marie Harf. Andy Worthington, I'd like to ask you to respond, and then Frank Goldsmith, tell us what is happening with your client who is now in Qatar. Andy first.
Well, you know, the Taliban was the government of Afghanistan, so that's a ridiculous thing to say. You know, it's absolutely fudging the issue of the fact that the United States has been holding soldiers at Guantanamo. The majority of the men who've been held there, I think, would fit that category, and refused from the beginning to give them rights under the Geneva Conventions as prisoners of war. They were enemy combatants, of course, intended to have no rights whatsoever under the Bush administration. And all that's happened under Obama is that they dropped the term enemy combatant. It was toxic. But they never explained exactly what they were replacing it with. These men have still been held in this dangerous limbo ever since. And what we're seeing with the drawdown in Afghanistan that's coming is that it's going to be seen that actually the majority of these people held there were involved with the Taliban, and therefore they actually were soldiers and should have been prisoners of war. What I'm interested in is how the administration is going to look at a lot of the prisoners held in Guantanamo who were with the Taliban in some way. They were either fighting with them or supporting them in other ways in Afghanistan. These are people who are not Afghans. And whether they're going to concede finally that these people were soldiers, or whether they're going to insist that because there were cases where they were at camps where Osama bin Laden came and gave them a talk every now and then, that makes them Al-Qaeda. It's always been a lie that the majority of the prisoners were involved in terrorism in any way, I believe. And, you know, I'm hoping that what this is going to do, and I'm hoping that the hysteria at present is going to die down, is that we are going to address that issue, and we're going to say, hey, we've been holding soldiers for all this time, and we didn't give them the rights that we should. The conflict's coming to an end, they've got to go home.
We're going to leave it there, but we're going to pick up this conversation next.
Men titta!
Andy Worthington, British journalist.
Här har vi Anders Karlsson, Patrik, Stefan, Uffe. Anders.
for joining us representing one of the prisoners.
Vilken bana ska vi spela på? Jag trodde det skulle vara kallt idag. Igår var det ju kallt på kvällen. Där borta har vi DN-skrapa. En del människor tar med sig stolar och bord och här.
Är din jacka där? Ja. Han var på G.
Här har vi ett kul spel.
Declaring the old Channel 6 band a meat and dairy-free zone. This is Liberty and Justice 87.5, Shirley Center, North Shirley, Woodsville. Join us for Vegan World Radio, Saturday evenings from 9 to 10. Liberty and Justice 87.5, Neighborhood Progressive Talk.
We are the Genesis Communications Network.
Då är det dags att avsluta den här inspelningen. Sveriges nationaldag år 2014, den 6 juni år 2014, en fredag. Kanske kommer lite mer inspelning efteråt. Vi ska efter att spela bowl här gå till Fjällholmarna och ta middag. Tråkigt att det var inte fler som kunde vara med. Mega Garden som talar. Varsågod.
Short 5-minute private conversation with your child.
Titta, det är Janne som kommer där.
Explain the purpose and process at the time of the visit and answer any questions you may have. So basically, what it boils down to is they want to. There's been a new medical data bank, an online record